What's up, everybody? Damon Hatfield here, joined by my good friend, Greg Miller.
Cheers.
Greg recently reviewed I Am Alive for Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
Gave it a 4.5.
Out of 5, right?
No, that's out
Crap.
of 10.
Oh my god.
So Greg wasn't a huge fan of it.
Not a big fan of it.
There's some little controversy. This game, the reviews for this game are kind of all over the map.
Yeah.
Very mixed reviews. And there's some interesting comments. Not all of IGN readers agreed with Greg's review. So we went through, we pulled out some of the more interesting ones. Yeah. And I think maybe, Greg, if you don't mind, we'll read some of them and maybe you could take the time to respond to them.
Of course, yes.
Directly.
If you ever leave a thoughtful comment on IGN, we want to respond to you. Surprise you? No, we want to respond to you. I don't know what I'm saying.
So here we go. We'll start this off. This is Evil Guyver 13. He says, Game Informer gave I Am Alive an 8.5. Seems like a huge gap between the two reviews.
Actually, I talked to Tim, who reviewed it for Game Informer. I got to talk to him last week at GDC. And it was one of those things where, for him, the setting and the tone and the pace of the game really spoke to him. And he actually enjoyed the combat in a way that I didn't. I had a big problem with the way gunplay works, the way you gotta back people off and kick them into holes. He seemed to think that was cool. Really, it was just a difference of opinion thing. I think we came to the same conclusion on some of the littler things he didn't like in his review, why he gave it an 8.5. But if you look around, like we said, varied scores all over the place. Joystick, The Verge, or Vox Games, they're down with me right here in like the 4s, the 5s, saying it's not good at all. But then yeah, GameSpot, Game Informer really did enjoy it. They saw through it. The things that it gets right spoke to them. The things that it gets wrong really spoke to me.
Timmy Bananas says, I understand Greg is giving a subjective review, but he needs to consider that not everyone has the same preference as him, and he should definitely adopt a more glass half full approach when playing a game like this, so people can gain more insight into the good and bad parts of the game.
Okay, that's a good one, Tim. I think, honestly, that I'm one of the more glass half full people around here. I'm not really a negative person. I'm really a positive reviewer. A lot of people hate me for that in comments in general. A lot of people want to get on my case about that. I went into I'm Live with no expectations. I hadn't played it before. I hadn't seen it played before. I was really excited. It's one of those games that speaks to me as far as being this survival horror. There's been this giant apocalypse event now. How are we going to get through it? But it just didn't work for me. It wasn't a negative thing against like what it was about, or it wasn't me bringing negativity into it. It was me coming in literally as blank a slate as I think I could have been, playing it and coming back to you with what my opinion of it was.
Music Life 1338 says, this review didn't cover every aspect as to why this game got such a low score. You barely covered anything. You covered some faulty gameplay mechanics and then gave the game a 4.5. This was hardly a review, really, more just a large complaint. Your own disappointment shouldn't bias the score of the review.
Well, that's who said that one, Damon?
Music Life 1338.
Music Life 1338. Man, like it's one of those things. You don't have to eat, if you eat a poop sandwich, after a few bites you know it's bad. Like I knew it was bad, so it's one of those things you say I don't cover everything. That's not my goal coming into a review. It's not IGN's goal anymore. If you wanted to know everything that's in the game, you could probably just read a fact sheet, right? The XBLA description of I Am Alive. We want to come in and give you some kind of opinion on it. We're critiquing the game and critiquing what it tried to do. I'm not 100% sure what you think I didn't talk about. I mean, I talk about the fact that, yeah, the gameplay mechanics suck. They're really bad. The gunplay makes no sense. Right now, let's do an act. Damon, I have a gun.
Oh, hey.
And I put it down. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I have a gun. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I start walking away and I put the gun down. Then you start running at me. I pull the gun out again. I have a gun. Stop running, okay? Cool, and put the gun away, runs at me. We are football fields away. You're still gonna run at me if I'm not pointing the gun. That's bad, that's dumb. Either come kill me, Damon, or just leave me alone and let me go get this can of fruit cocktail.
BenB123 says, having played this game and considering it is just an XBLA game, it deserves a lot more credit.
Ben B, man, like, that's the thing, man. It's 2012. That discrepancy now between this is just an XBLA game and this is a retail game, that's gone, right? We can't do that anymore. That's not the state of the video game industry anymore. Games are games. Whether it's an iPhone game, whether it's a full release, whether it's whatever. I was saying it's not fun to play and it doesn't look great. Not saying it doesn't look great for an XBLA game. It doesn't look great, period. Like, right, the animations are janky. The fog is there. Remember, this is a fog blocking you from seeing things on the ground. Remember what game did this? Superman 64. Like, this is a mechanic nobody likes. Nobody likes being tricked into thinking this fog that's slowly killing me is a good idea. Anyways, get that out of your head, right? You figure trying to, awesome downloadable game. It can stack up against anything. Peggle, downloadable game. Like, it's not just for this, right, Damon? Back me up here, don't leave me
I'm totally with you, I'm totally with you. Shadow Complex, Limbo.
There you go. Yeah. Shatter.
Shadow's really
Come
good.
on.
This is the Depressed Gamer, which is very sad.
Oh, you're on IGN, have some
I know,
fun.
right?
You're playing games.
Commenters are saying that Greg was too hard on this game, so what do you disagree with in this review? He talks about clunky mechanics, and those clunky mechanics are factually clunky. The stupid draw your gun again and again method is factually stupid. The game looks outdated. Eating beans while climbing a tower isn't realistic. And it destroys suspense. I can't disagree with this review.
Well, thank you, Depressed Gamer. We put this one in here, right, to kind of show that not everyone hated my I'm Alive review. But the thing is that I want your opinion on games. IGN's all about being a conversation about games. We want you to have a say in it. That's why we have comments. That's why we say leave comments below, because we want to talk to you about games. Depressed Gamer nails it, right? He can't disagree with the review. Many people said in the comments, I don't know how I feel about this one, scores are mixed, I'm gonna go play the demo. That's what you're supposed to do. The whole reason that you have the internet, is to read about games from many different sources and pull together what works for you and what doesn't. I gave Uncharted 3 a 10, thought it was an amazing game. Damon didn't think it was a 10, he thought it was more like 9.5, somewhere in there. It doesn't matter. No? 9?
Not that high, 8.5. I really give it. But what does it matter? What does it matter?
Exactly, it's a good game.
Hopefully that gives you a little more insight into Greg's review of I Am Alive. Let's keep the conversation going. That's what IGN is, a giant conversation about video games with people who love them. Remember, you can always hit us up, comment on the articles, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on the street. Greg will give you a big hug, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, sure.
And
8.5, are you kidding me?
Great, that means it's a great game.
Yeah, I guess, but man, at least a 9. Come on, give me that much.
We're always here to talk video games with you at IGN.com.
Joe Danger's not a 9.
Wet or?
Yeah, it rained real bad. I didn't have my raincoat with me. I left it here like an idiot.
Do you have an umbrella?
Yeah, I hate umbrellas.
So you don't use it?
No, it's more there for like if Steimer needs it, I'm gonna take them.
Why do you hate umbrellas?
They're accessory. I don't like accessories. I like traveling light.
So you don't like staying dry though?